Seniors, eat salmon but avoid these 5 mistakes. Salmon is often called a superfood for a reason. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, high-quality protein, and essential vitamins that support brain function, heart health, and mobility. For seniors over 60, it can be a powerful ally in fighting inflammation, improving memory, and keeping joints flexible. But here's the shocking truth. Eating salmon the wrong way can actually do more harm than good. In fact, recent studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition warn that certain preparation and storage habits can increase your exposure to dangerous toxins, harmful bacteria, and even raise your risk of heart problems. The exact opposite of what salmon is supposed to do. And these mistakes aren't rare. They're incredibly common in kitchens across America, especially among older adults who trust outdated advice. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 most dangerous mistakes seniors make with salmon, from buying the wrong type, to cooking it in a way that destroys its nutrients, to combining it with foods that make its benefits vanish. Avoiding these errors could protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and even save your life. Mistake number 5. Choosing farmed salmon without checking the source. Many seniors trust the word salmon on a package without thinking twice about where it came from, how it was raised, and what it was fed. But that assumption can quietly erode the very health benefits they're looking for. Farmed salmon today accounts for more than 70% of the salmon sold in supermarkets across the United States. And while some farms operate under strict environmental and safety standards, others cut corners in ways that load the fish with harmful contaminants. A 2023 report from the Environmental Working Group found that certain batches of farmed salmon imported from poorly regulated countries contained up to 8 times the level of PCB's polychlorinated biphenyls compared to wild-caught salmon. PCBs are industrial chemicals banned decades ago in the U.S., but still lingering in the environment. And they can build up in fat-rich fish, like salmon. Over time, these chemicals accumulate in the human body, especially in seniors, whose liver and kidney detoxification processes naturally slow with age, and the result can be an increased risk of cancer, hormone disruption, and immune suppression. In addition to PCBs, testing has revealed traces of dioxins, pesticides, and even antibiotics in some farmed salmon, substances that were never meant to be part of a healthy diet. The feed given to farmed salmon plays a major role in this problem. Instead of a natural diet of smaller fish, many are fed processed pellets made from soy, corn, and fish meal, treated with chemical additives. This alters the fat composition of the salmon, reducing the levels of heart-protective omega-3 fatty acids and increasing pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats, which can actually make inflammation worse and potentially aggravate arthritis, cardiovascular disease, or memory decline. For seniors trying to eat salmon for its anti-inflammatory and brain-supporting properties, this is the exact opposite of what they need. The most insidious part is that you can't see, smell, or taste these contaminants, and packaging labels often fail to provide transparent information about the farm's location or standards. Without asking questions at the fish counter, reading detailed sourcing notes, or buying from trusted suppliers, you could be serving a food that looks healthy on the plate but quietly works against your health over time, and by the time symptoms emerge, the damage could already be done. Mistake number 4. Overcooking salmon and destroying its nutrients. One of the most common mistakes seniors make when preparing salmon is cooking it for far too long, often out of fear of undercooking fish or to achieve a firmer texture. But this habit can strip the salmon of much of the nutrition that makes it such a valuable food in the first place. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, delicate, heat-sensitive compounds that protect the heart, reduce inflammation, and support brain function. Yet these beneficial fats begin to break down when exposed to high heat for prolonged periods. Studies published in the Journal of Food Science have shown that overcooking salmon can reduce its omega-3 content by as much as 30%. leaving behind a piece of fish that still looks wholesome but has lost a significant portion of its health-boosting properties. Overcooking also causes protein structures in the fish to tighten excessively, squeezing out moisture and leaving the flesh dry and less palatable, which often leads seniors to add extra salt, sauces, or butter to compensate for the lost tenderness, further diminishing the overall health value of the meal. Another overlooked consequence of overcooking is the formation of harmful compounds, like advanced glycation, end products, ages, and oxidized cholesterol, which are linked to inflammation, arterial stiffness, and impaired cognitive function, all of which are particular concerns for people over 60. Many seniors, having been taught decades ago that fish should be cooked until it flakes easily, are unknowingly following outdated advice that prioritizes texture over nutrition. The truth is that salmon is safe to eat when it reaches an internal temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on preference, and cooking it gently by baking at moderate heat, poaching, or lightly pan-searing preserves its tender texture, while locking in the omega-3 salt and vitamin D by pushing it past this point. You might still have a satisfying dinner, but much of what made salmon worth eating in the first place will be gone. And over time, these repeated nutrient losses can add up to missed opportunities for protecting your heart, your joints, and your memory. Mistake number 3, storing salmon incorrectly and letting bacteria multiply. Many seniors buy salmon with the best intentions for a healthy meal, but unknowingly compromise its safety and freshness by storing it improperly, creating a perfect environment for harmful bacteria to grow. Salmon is a highly perishable protein, and its delicate fats and moisture-rich flesh make it especially vulnerable to spoilage if it's not kept at the right temperature from the moment it's purchased. The USDA recommends refrigerating fresh salmon at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and consuming it within 1 to 2 days. Yet surveys show that a significant number of people over 60 keep raw fish in their refrigerator for 3, 4, or even 5 days before cooking, often assuming that if it smells fine, it's safe. The problem is that bacteria like Listeria monocytogenes can grow even at refrigerator temperatures, and seniors are particularly at risk because their immune systems are naturally less robust. Listeria infections can lead to severe illness, hospitalization, and, in some cases, death. And unlike common foodborne bacteria, it can thrive in cold storage. Another frequent mistake is freezing salmon improperly, placing it in its original supermarket packaging, without first removing excess air, can lead to freezer burn and the gradual breakdown of its omega-3 fats. Even thawing salmon incorrectly, such as leaving it out on the counter or in warm water, can cause bacterial growth to spike in the outer layers while the inside is still frozen. Research from the Journal of Food Protection has shown that unsafe storage and thawing practices are a leading cause of fish-related foodborne illness in older adults. And in many cases, the contamination is invisible and odorless. The result is that a piece of salmon that looks and smells fine could still be teeming with harmful bacteria or degraded fats that erode its health benefits. For seniors trying to use salmon as a tool to improve heart health, brain sharpness, and mobility, this kind of silent contamination can undo all of those efforts in a single meal. And because symptoms of foodborne illness can be more severe in older age, the consequences can be far more dangerous than for younger individuals. Mistake number 2, pairing salmon with the wrong foods that cancel its benefits. Salmon is one of the most nutrient-dense foods seniors can eat, but its health potential can be significantly reduced or even reversed when it's combined with certain side dishes, condiments, or cooking oils that work against its core benefits. Many older adults enjoy salmon with creamy sauces, buttery mashed potatoes, or refined white rice because these are comforting, familiar pairings from decades past. Unfortunately, these high glycemic, high saturated fat accompaniments can blunt Salmon's positive effects on heart health by raising blood sugar levels and increasing LDL cholesterol right alongside the omega-3 boost. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that consuming omega-3 rich fish with high amounts of unhealthy fats can reduce the bioavailability of those omega-3 south, meaning your body absorbs far less than it would if the fish were eaten with nutrient-friendly sides. Another common but little-known problem is pairing salmon with vegetables like spinach, beets, or certain legumes when they're high in oxalates and eaten in large amounts. Oxalates can bind to calcium and other minerals in salmon, reducing absorption and potentially contributing to kidney stone risk in susceptible individuals. Even the choice of cooking oil matters. Searing salmon in cheap vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids, can tilt the omega-3 to omega-6 balance in the wrong direction, promoting inflammation instead of reducing it. And while a glass of red wine with salmon might seem harmless or even beneficial, alcohol can interfere with the way your body metabolizes fatty acids, slightly diminishing their cardiovascular benefits over time. For seniors who are eating salmon with the goal of improving heart health, joint mobility, and cognitive function, these poor pairings can be the hidden reason they don't feel the improvements they expect, even after months of including salmon in their diet, by unknowingly choosing sides and cooking methods that counteract the fish's strengths. They may be turning a meal that should help them age gracefully into one that slowly chips away at their health. Mistake number 1: eating salmon contaminated with mercury or hidden toxins without realizing it. For many seniors, salmon feels like one of the safest choices in the seafood aisle. It's not a predatory fish like shark or swordfish. So the assumption is that mercury contamination isn't a major concern. But recent studies have shown that mercury and other hidden toxins can still be present in salmon, particularly in certain regions or farming conditions, and the risk they pose to people over 60 is far greater than most realize. The danger isn't just about a single high-mercury meal. It's about the cumulative effect of repeated exposure over months and years. Mercury is a potent neurotoxin that can slowly damage the brain and nervous system, leading to memory loss, reduced coordination, and even tremors, symptoms that in seniors are often mistaken for normal aging or early dementia. In addition to mercury, some salmon, especially those caught near industrial areas or raised in poorly regulated farms, can contain polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, microplastics, and residues of pesticides that have leached into the water. These toxins are lipophilic, meaning they accumulate in fatty tissue. And because salmon is naturally a fatty fish, it can store and pass these substances along in concentrated amounts. The issue becomes even more serious for seniors because the liver and kidneys, which help process and eliminate toxins, are often less efficient with age, allowing harmful substances to linger in the body longer. Research from the Journal of Environmental Health found that older adults with higher mercury levels were more likely to show accelerated cognitive decline and had an increased risk of cardiovascular events even when their diet otherwise appeared healthy. What makes this mistake so dangerous is its invisibility. Contaminated salmon looks, smells, and tastes no different from perfectly clean fish. So the only way to avoid it is by knowing exactly where it came from and how it was tested. Without this knowledge, seniors could be unknowingly eating a food they believe is extending their life, when in fact it's slowly stealing their mental clarity, their balance, and even their independence. Salmon can be one of the most powerful foods for seniors over 60, protecting the heart, nourishing the brain, and keeping joints strong, but only if it's chosen, stored, cooked, and paired correctly, and only if it's free from hidden contaminants. The 5 mistakes we've covered: buying farmed salmon without checking the source, overcooking and losing its nutrients, storing it in ways that let bacteria grow, pairing it with foods that cancel its benefits, and eating fish contaminated. With mercury or toxins are far more common than most people realize, and each one can slowly undo the health gains you're trying to achieve. The truth is, you don't have to give up salmon to protect yourself. You just have to be more intentional. Know where your fish comes from. Handle it as carefully as you would medicine. Cook it gently. Pair it with foods that lift it up, not drag it down. And above all, remember that not all salmon is created equal. What matters most is the quality and care you bring to your plate. By avoiding these mistakes, you can keep salmon as the life-extending, mind-sharpening, and strength-preserving food it was meant to be, giving you more healthy years to enjoy the people and moments that matter most. Your health is too important to leave to chance, so take control. Make these changes today and let your meals truly work for you, not against you.